This is the UKGL Season 2 Grand Final Best of 5 between ezpz and We'll Change This Later. ezpz, the juggernaut, have not lost a single game on their way to the finals, up against We'll Change This Later, who spend most of the time through the lower brackets to get into this final. Just managed to beat out GG in a game previous to this. They want blood, they want revenge, they want this final.
All that said, you were interrupting an interesting discussion of the finities of the Swedish language here.
Be quiet. So, ezpz, they've gone for their standard We Hate JLu, going to ban Timbersaw. We'll Change This Later, going for We Hate Nature's Prophet, and Invoker, we're going to ban those two.
Everyone hates Nature's Prophet. I mean, is there a more annoying hero to play against his split push? I mean,
this is exactly the balance that they started with, that We'll Change This Later started with in the previous match. Nature's Prophet and Invoker. We didn't make the argument that everyone hates two heroes at this point.
Also, ezpz is doing exactly the same bans they did against We'll Change This Later when they defeated them earlier in the brackets, banning out JLu's Timbersaw and banning out Scumgummy's Nyx Assassin. So those two are out. So yes, I know.
I think it's fair enough to say everyone hates Nature's Prophet, and to some degree everyone hates Invoker too, but you've respected Invoker. Nature's Prophet, you just sit there going, anyone can do your job. Fuck off back to the jungle.
Depends on how good a Nature's Prophet player they are, because no one can play him like Admiral Bulldog is a phenomenal player. And of course,
that's something we've not seen for a while.
They're actually, this is a counter pick right now. Scumgummy ran it last game, being played by RWXZ, which won them the game. But it's also to stop Tylee, because Tylee has played SS mid 3 times, I think now, and it's been very good to him, so it's pretty decent. Luna being picked here, so Recoil can't play her. I like the way teams now know each other in this tournament. It's great.
Yeah, they're counter-picking before the picks have come out. I mean, it's interesting to see the Shadow Shaman, though. I mean, we haven't seen him since the days of ward trapping Roshan, really.
He very rarely get to see him now, but occasionally.
Saw him in a previous match, though.
Yeah, we saw him in this tournament quite a lot. Visage being picked up, going to be played by Zykel, the micromanagement king. Managed to micromanage a Nyx Assassin being played by Schnappy last game because he DC'd. So he was playing Chen with Creeps and Nyx Assassin.
Just playing with a 4th neutral, really.
Pretty much. With no gold, all he had was boots.
But that said, Visage is a very, very greedy support, so ezpz are going to look to pick up something a little bit more happy to be in the 5th position there.
Well, what if
I wouldn't like to see it dazzle with the Luna, I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, the Mighty Summer is really great with her glaives, but I prefer seeing Dazzle personally in high strength lineups. That's a lot of push.
But Luna is a very high upkeep in the sense that she dies easily. She's easily ganked.
Yeah.
So having a Dazzle, especially in team fights, to keep her alive, is something we saw evidence of the last match as well. Having something there to keep her alive is very, very good.
Not to mention
that said, the majority of time. Oh, sorry, enough.
Not to mention they have Shadow Shaman wards that are going to be easily going through her BKB, so she's going to be squishy to them.
That said, all things considered, is that Luna is, well, in this kind of level of gaming, if you're going to die during the duration of Shallow Grave, you're going to die after it as well. I mean, you're still going to have the Venomancer's Venomous Gale on you. You're probably going to have his right-click dots on you, and with a Shadow Shaman coming out as well, they have enough lockdown to keep you there for the entire duration of the Shallow Grave. So, although it is good to keep her fighting through it, I feel like there should be enough Disable to go through it anyway, even with just the Shadow Shaman pickup.
Yeah, Dazzle is unlikely to be picked up anyway. He's more something that GG were running rather than any of the other teams. It's worth pointing out the ban we've come from We'll Change This Later. Sorry, they've banned out Lich, who is one of Nova's most played heroes on the offlane. They tend to run him on those kind of heroes, especially when they've picked up a carry already. And because they've picked up Luna, it's unlikely that he's going to be playing his lone druid this game. So it's a pretty decent ban. Death Prophet being banned out from ezpz. They might have watched a game that was previous between We'll Change This Later where they ran a Shadow Shaman and a Death Prophet mid to maximise their push potential with a Weaver as well as their farm and carry. Clockwork being banned out by We'll Change This Later as well. I think
I feel like maximising push potential is a bit of an understatement for what a Death Prophet and a Shadow Shaman and a Venomancer brings you. I mean, that's just, we have all your towers, deal with it.
They both can push off this lineup. Luna, Visage, good pushers. Venomancer, great push. Shadow Shaman, a great push. We're going to watch two teams smack into each other. I'm going to be very I can't see. I don't see why Lycan is going to be picked up by World Changers later if he doesn't get banned. He would be a great asset to their team.
However, his Howl does not actually benefit the Shadow Shaman wards and the Venomancer wards because special reasons. So,
well, they're wards rather than units.
Ethereal units is why.
It will be two really, really heavy push lineups though, and I do believe World Changers later are going to have to pick a carry who's going to be very, very effective at pushing later on, and even in the early game, which is why a Lycan benefits you. Although pre-6, a Luna is going to be pushing. Pre-6, I don't see a Lycan doing the same thing.
Well, with his wolves, he can easily come out and do some damage, but it gives you the chance to get that early Roshan as well. They are on the Radiant side, so it's not quite so easy.
Indeed.
But if you
they do have Venomancer wards going in there as well, which are very, very effective at Roshing, so...
Yeah. Even at level 1.
And Visage, if he picks up a medallion, I mean, Luna's just going to eat Roshan alive, so...
Roshan's going to spend a lot of this game dead, I imagine.
Poor Roach.
Storm Spirit being the 4th ban for ezpz. They've banned him a lot, even though we haven't really seen their mid player, who's apparently a different player than he was in the last game. Noob, normally, is playing in mid. They've got Roskar, might be the same person, I don't know anymore.
I don't recognise him from the last, from before.
I know, Noob was mid last game, so I'm not sure what that is, but that player, Noob, if it's the same guy, he hasn't actually played Storm Spirit, so...
I'm kind of doubting this puck pick a little bit. I mean, I really think that ezpz are going to have to pick up a really, really solid frontliner now. I mean, both a puck and a Luna are both going to have to be fighting underneath Shadow Shaman wards and Venomancer dots, so I kind of feel like ezpz need to pick up something which is going to hold their front line an awful lot better. Something big and tanky like a Timbersaw. But puck's a very, very good pick for the Luna.
Yeah, they do need some initiation as well, and being able to keep heroes tight enough for Luna's Glaives to do. Yeah, and keeping close enough for Luna's Glaives to do their job, it also benefits a bit, so it's not entirely a bad pickup at all.
Puck is mostly being picked because Tylee is comfortable using him. He's played him twice already, this will be the 3rd time he's playing him, he'll be right behind playing their Shadow Shaman, so it's not too surprising that they've decided to pick up something he's comfortable on. And it still leaves them a few options off the off lane and, of course, the support. Although you can run Puck as the off lane, you don't see it very often, only seem to see it in pro games being played by Bo5 on Cloud9. Viper.
That is a big one. He's going to be a very, very aggressive frontline carry. I mean, Viper can take as much damage as he gives any day of the week, and with Nether Toxin affecting buildings, even if it is only at 50% effectiveness, he's really going to benefit the push strategy which both Shadow Shaman and Venomancer are bringing to this. Not to mention, it's going to give them that dual core. Indeed.
I imagine they're going to have 2 carries. I think it's the mid rather than the carry.
Yeah, or perhaps that off-laner as well, but
he can off-lane.
We'll have to wait to see on that.
We'll have to wait and see, yeah, definitely. But
that said, I wouldn't like to be a solo Viper off-lane versus a Luna Visage plus something with a stun tri-lane. That would be very, very brutal for the Viper.
Yeah, you can't win tri-lanes again with Visage. He's just so strong.
Indeed.
In tri-lane situations. That's all assumption, man. That's all assumption. But yeah,
especially combined up with the long range of the Lucent Beam, allowing them to build up a lot of damage for the Soul Assumption to hit.
Yeah, well, ezpz might be forced into drafting something more carry-ish in the offlane if they don't want to be going up in towards the late game against a dual core. Because I mean, they've got 1 ban left, but there's still going to be enough room to pick up one of those big kind of late game carries.
Lone Druid.
Well,
Bristlebot's not so much late game, but very strong offlane regardless. Oh,
Dazzle! Called it!
Dazzle! Okay, here's your Dazzle. There's some survivability in team fights, not to mention that minus armor is going to be really useful for Luna and those glaives.
Strong push. Wow.
Strong push
as well.
Yeah, they don't seem to draft anything that can't push effectively. Puck, good at wiping creep waves. Visage, Birds push like hell. Luna, Glaives push like hell. Dazzle can push, while sustaining your lane at exactly the same time.
I just want to point out that ezpz are definitely, I'm going to say this again, their lineup is becoming increasingly more fragile, and Viper feeds on fragile heroes, especially after they've been hit by the Poison Nova from Venomancer. I mean, I really feel like they need to pick up something capable of taking the fight to Viper and just punching him as much as Viper punches them.
If these
Luna can do it late game, but early on I don't fancy your chances.
if they can gank him early mid, then he's going to be struggling. The thing about ezpz is, though, despite them picking a pretty fragile lineup, they do have the execution to be able to pull it off. Bounty Hunter picked for the offlane here. New hero for Jaylu. Should be interesting. Definitely going to be able to survive that offlane if he's wary of any sentry warden that goes down. He might go off onto the lane with his own sentry ward, or, you know, hack his way into the trees and still experience that way. We'll have to wait.
Hide there.
Just hide, like the rat he is. But at least them with the carry pick as last, meaning a ban will come out from ezpz for the carry, unless they expect Viper to be the carry. They've actually banned Pugner. I mean, they assume he might...
solid ban, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think Will Change This Layer would be looking for the Pugner. But we'll have to wait and see. So just the offlane now for ezpz.
I feel like Bounty Hunter is a really good choice here. I mean, he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on these supports in the middle game. And in addition, providing track gold to that Viper is going to be really, really effective.
Well, there goes your Bristle ban. No Bristle boss diving behind towers with Dazzle anymore.
Oh, sad now.
It does leave the option for a Weaver offlane, though, which will make their late game very dangerous.
I would not like to see that.
And that game is already pretty dangerous, though, in fairness. I'd probably see something more like Iggy suggested, big, strong, heavy frontliner.
He banned him.
Banned.
First ban.
Oh, they oh yeah, I forgot.
They banned him because Jaylu plays a mean Timbersaw, and if you do not ban him, he will be first pick for Will Change This Later.
I was gonna say, everyone just ignore me. I'm completely retarded.
They're taking all their time to think of this last pick, though. Centaur.
That is a front fucking liner.
This could be a lot of fun indeed.
We've seen a lot more play from him from Russian teams and actually from the Chinese scene. Ice has kind of been pioneering Centaur War Runner with his crazy blink stomps.
And his filthy nuke.
He's filthy
I mean,
nuke.
Double Edge is absolutely godly.
So he can murder his way through the supports and Bounty Hunter pretty easy if he catches them out.
That said, he's probably going to be running in a solo offlane position, which is... Unless they can get him a solo matchup versus the Bounty Hunter, at which point Bounty Hunter is going to be able to farm as well. I feel like he's really going to... He's not going to get what he needs. He really likes a Blink Dagger nice and early on so he can get those great Blink Stomps off, especially initiating against squishies like Shadow Shaman and Venom.
Oh, Dragon Knight. So Dragon Knight mid.
Push is strong on both teams of this.
Indeed. It's a lot
Very
more push
strong.
for Will Change This Later.
It's going to be a mid Dragon Knight. Recoil's going to be playing that Viper. Jaylu going to be Bounty Hunter on the offlane. Scum going to be playing the Venom Answer, and Shadow Shaman being played once again by RWXZ. Nova is actually playing Luna on the offlane, I imagine.
Okay.
He's the offlane player. So Tylee going to be playing that mid puck. Schnappy playing the Dazzle. Carry Centaur maybe.
Or maybe they're going to start to run dual lanes. I mean, they know they're going to have a Bounty Hunter on one lane, so that's kind of one already. It's also, just for everyone's information, this is the first time we have ever done a TriCast, and it's not doing too shit.
This was Sito's mostly been quiet, so let's just get his view on these two matchups.
I know my place.
So can you tell us your opinion, Sito, on these particular matchups and what you think the teams are going to be like?
Well, I think that they are both very well balanced when it comes to pushing, and they both have pretty strong defensive and offensive when it comes to pushing, though, as Iggy suggested, the WTC are definitely a bit ahead. I do, however, think I favour the loadout of ezpz. They simply have I think they have a stronger late game, even with a Dragon Knight pickup, and I can definitely see their different abilities comboing up in a devastating manner, more so than WTC's.
I kind of want to point out this mid lane. I mean, we know how vital mid lane is in games these days, but I really feel like Puck has a massive edge over this Dragon Knight. I mean, Dragon Knight is currently sitting on 52 base damage. Puck has relied on being pulled a couple of tangos and is sitting on 64 base damage with a ranged advantage. So I really feel like this Dragon Knight's going to have a rough time in mid to start off.
This Bottle Crow will have to be strong in him.
And it is going to be a safe lane Luna, so still getting the tri-lane support with the Centaur on the off lane.
Yeah, so it looks like Nova switching over to playing carry role, leaving their stand-in XYZ to be playing that offlaner.
Some classy writing on the map there. Rune, because Skype is too cool.
Yeah, DD down here. That's a great one to pick up early on. No one's going to have a look. Screw it. We'll leave it where it is.
Might just save for an early gang from the Puck if he wants to rotate and help out the Centaur. Who knows?
Radiant Ward here is going to be really useful for Bounty Hunter. It's going to be able to see when they're doing the pull.
Pointing up on what Sith was just mentioned about a rotating puck, I do not see a puck rotation being able to kill down on this tri-lane. I mean,
well, not all of them, but I can actually pull someone off. They don't have any heals, for one thing, and they're pretty squishy, at least with the Venom Master and the Shadow Shaman.
They have a lot of disabling and a lot of dart, and unless puck can get a really solid initiation, I mean, Centaur is essentially forced to just run up into their faces.
Challenge for the DD! Oh, and one has got it.
You do say that, but the only disable they really have on the bottom lane is the Shadow Shaman. He's the only one, and if that's the one they choose to pick off, it could go ill. I'm saying now that the DD has been picked up, it's a lot less likely, but I saw a possibility.
If you're focusing a Shadow Shaman, Viper is going to spend a lot of time punching you in the face.
True.
The thing is, with the double edge and the nukes coming from a puck, it shouldn't be too difficult to take down Recall's Viper early on. I mean, he's got level 2 at the moment, but he's going to be out-leveled. Yeah, I think they can kill him. I don't think they'll get away without losing someone else, unless they have Stampede up as well, which they probably won't during the first rotation. Oh, we've got little Invis Jailu, or not Invis, just sat here, sapping XP. They do have sentries. Where do they put them? Are they on Visage now?
Actually chosen not to place
them. They are on Visage, they have not placed them yet.
They haven't chosen. Well, they're probably going to wait until they have a chance to kill him to do it.
It's a very wise decision to not waste your sentries. I mean, you're not really afraid of this bounty onto getting early levels. I mean, if he picks up level 3 and 4 nice and easily, I mean, all he's essentially going to do is harass, so... Actually being pretty aggressive against this range group there.
Yep, he's going to have to go in Viz. And they don't have the wards. No, he's going to wander away.
That said, I really feel like Bounty Hunter paid a lot more than he got out of that. Lost 200 HP and Dazzle is currently tanking this Tatir Tormentor and regretting it.
On de-warded Bounty Hunter's Observer Ward in the jungle there.
Yep.
It also gives them a decent sentry placement for if he's going to sit here and sap the camp again.
Best bet he has now is to sit like here and sap instead. But that's equally as risky if you have no vision.
It's kind of worth noting at the minute that Dazzle is the one farming and last hitting in the pool camps, whereas Visage is just sat guarding the Luna on lane. I would have kind of thought you would have wanted the earlier gold on top of the Visage instead of the Dazzle.
Tylee's invisible.
I know what you mean.
Watch this, in mid. Tylee, he just breaks the invis to do a right click and then gets burnt in the face for his troubles. Might as well look at the last hits at the moment. Viper way ahead. Well, not way ahead, just ahead. But believe it or not, Roscoe at the moment has the advantage over the puck. Well, actually they're dead even at the moment.
Centaur is being zoned out heavily on the bottom lane. He's lower level by far than Viper.
Wow. That's always going to happen. That's always going to happen.
The thing is, they've got Venomancer farming the jungle, but I would have preferred to have Venomancer and the Viper harassing, because that's double poison on top of you. Double slow.
That said, at the same time, you'd rather see the Venomancer with better levels and XP, because, I mean, after the Roshan trap with the Mass Serpent Wards from Shadow Shaman got nerfed, you kind of have to, well, I say nerf, removed. You kind of, a level 6 on him is nice, but I feel like it benefits more on the Venomancer. I'm actually seeing a rotation towards this rune from Dragon Knight. He's very low on HP right now.
Oh yeah, he nearly gave away first blood to Puck in the middle just when he survived with scan 20 health.
And you decide to keep quiet and not ping it. Dear me. What kind of co-caster are you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't think we could actually do that to each other and to make ourselves aware.
Yeah, ping everywhere. We can even go Russian.
Bear in mind in the future.
Oh, please don't. So yeah,
this fudge.
Jolu's getting his levels, staying alive. First time I've seen him play this kind of hero. He normally plays like... I honestly get curious to see how he plays it, because he usually plays like total balls deep kind of heroes where he just flings himself at the enemy. Oh, there's a bottle.
Aggression from Centaur on the bot.
Oh, actually stomping up Recall, but now he's in trouble. Recoil's just going to return with some acid. Oh dear, looks like he's going to go down. First blood going to Recoil. That's going to be a happy Viper.
Far too aggressive there. He actually chased the Shadow Shaman into the jungle there, and Shadow Shaman was literally just baiting him into where the Venomancer was. Viper was able to flank up behind him from here, and...
Yeah, but why even do that? There is a ward. You have a ward there.
Well, Venomancer was actually down here at the time, which is actually within range of the vision, so he should have noticed it. I assume he was just expecting a slower rotation.
I don't think you can be aggressive as a Centaur on a tri-lane like that. They've got...
Oh, of course not.
The slows and disables they have just make it impossible for him to do anything. He needs to just sap XP.
Sure what Tyler is doing in the middle of the courier, because it's been sitting there for about 2 minutes now.
He's waiting to bottle crow it, but he hasn't actually sent it back to base yet. It's a little bit...
Exactly, that's why I'm so confused.
Oh, look how slow it's going.
He may have been waiting for the haste and then just decided that, yeah, I might as well send it anyway.
Yeah.
Lethargic courier
so
there.
heavy! At the moment, though, it looks like...
Actually, a lot of damage on this bottom tower. Bounty Hunter's going to try and deny it up, though, now, so...
Mean the top tower.
Yeah, top tower.
XYZ.
I'm learning from you, Sethel. Don't shout at me.
Shout?
He gets the deny, though, which is nice for him. There's the ward just waiting for him, though, when he comes back on lane. And he hasn't got anywhere to run to now if they go on him. Dazzle got the invis, so, yeah. Roscoe walks up there and goes, oh, there isn't anything there. And he's being tracked by Schnappy right now. He needs to actually be really careful. Oh, no, easy peasy Tylee has a little HP.
Has no health or mana, though, sadly. However, Visage is rotating in here as well.
Yeah.
Dazzle is pulling out, however.
Roscoe. Careful.
I think Dazzle was just checking the jungle.
Yeah, Roscoe's just... They've decided Roscoe's too tough to kill instantly, so...
I think that's
I doubt it.
They're going to go in on him now. Pops the Dragon Form, but I don't know if he's going to be able to help me. He's going to try to stun up Schnappy, get stunned. He has been silenced. He's running towards his tower. Oh, he's down. Soul Assumption does so much damage. TP's come in, but they're really late. Jailu's just going to soak up the XP and the gold from the mid lane for the time being.
It was a rotation of 3, but it has also left their Luna free farming up in mid, so...
Viper's behind the tower
now
attacking XYZ.
Oh dear.
Has to be careful of TPs though. If they have any, he's going to get this kill. TPs have come in, so he has to be careful. Oh, it's just Zykel right in the middle of the team though, and out comes the Shackles. He's in trouble right now. Worst TP of his life. Zykel goes down, tries desperately to get a return kill before he goes down. Oh, another TP coming. Actually, he's on the puck. Is he going to be able to get anybody? He doesn't have Dream Coil up. Recall waiting.
He's going to get Orb, though.
Yeah.
The cell from Shadow Shaman just gave him a little bit too much HP to be worth going on.
A little bit of miscommunication there from Easy Peasy. It's rare to see them misstep like that.
Oh, Fountain's a bit out of position here, but I don't think they have any detection on him.
Nope.
Very skillful deny from the Dazzle there on the bottom tower.
No, Dazzle's going to pay with his life. Oh, he has managed to get up that... Oh, the silencers are coming out from Tylee as well, trying to save him, but there's so much dot on him, he's just going to die. And it's a track kill as well going towards the Viper. So, RWXZ is not in a happy place, being chased down by XYZ. He's going to die. No, he survives. No, Visage gets him a right click. Jailu's on the retreat as well. He'll get out of there fine.
There was no point Centaur chasing up after he dropped that double edge. He wasn't going to get him range to auto attack, and the Visage could finish him up.
Yeah, but to run away is just to admit defeat, isn't it?
Yeah, true, but if he kept chasing, I mean, it was possible for both Recoil and Scum to rotate up through the river and maybe catch them out, but they're not that far ahead in terms of levels, so it may not have gone all their way.
Recoil actually finished Mechanism now. So, Mechanism on the Viper, they're going to go for the kind of mid-game kind of build on him, probably, with the Mechanism, and of course, Aghanim Scepter coming out as soon as you can possibly get it.
It's worth noting that all of the cores on WCTL are getting an awful lot more experience at the very least. I mean, Santa Warren is still sitting on level 5, which is the same as their support.
Yep.
So
they're going to pop the Dragon Form and just attack this tier 1. They could defend it, but Jailu throws out a track on Tylee. They've got him. Visage Bird's coming on Jailu. He's taking a lot of damage, having to back out here. Soul Assumption is going to take him. Stun up on Schnappy, and Zykel taking damage from Recoil as well. They've split their damage, and a Dream Coil comes in to protect them. Looks like Zykel comes in with a huge Soul Assumption. Down goes RWXZ. Recoil trying to fight up as much as he can. Can he hit up Tylee? Does manage. He's right in the middle of them, though. Kills off the Visage as well, and he's going to run for it.
Poor Visage just sitting there waiting for his mana.
Oh, he's going to go down, though. There's no way he's going to escape this.
I don't have that much.
Actually, Scumgummy's here to back him up.
He's got tons and tons of armor. Low level.
No, that wasn't the real issue. The issue was the slow every time the Visage Birds attacked him.
The Visage Birds aren't affected by the slow. They just didn't have any damage because they'd already used it on Jailu.
Yeah, what an Eclipse coming out from Nova there.
Yeah, they got a decent trade, but they're 2 towers down at the moment.
That said, I do feel like WCTL does have a much stronger early game lineup with the Vibe pickup. I mean, Luna is very effective early on, but she does ideally need gold, and it's the same with Centaur. He's been in an off-lane position. He's not got as much as he'd like at this game so far.
Yeah, trying to farm up the jungle. Just
probably a wise decision here.
Yeah, farm that Blink Dagger. It's got a while to go.
There's no argument to what Diggy was saying. It definitely is the early game and possibly the mid game is on the favourable side of WTC.
Yeah, they have
It
an
will
awful
be
lot of team fight coming out as
Might
well.
be a gank on Luna as well with this
Easy peasy
rotation.
once it's round, they're probably going to have to rely on the end game.
Rotation from
Potential.
RWXZ in Invis. Track is
Right,
up
so
on
up.
Nova. Doesn't want to go on it yet. No.
Invisible Shadow Shaman waiting.
Yeah, he
I feel-
should have shackled her, I reckon.
Yeah, I feel like Shackle would have guaranteed a kill there. I mean, it's 2.75 seconds. It would have allowed the Venomancer and the Viper to close in to get the Viper strike.
Back up
and
is
keep up the
rotating.
death.
Zykel's coming here with his birds. He's actually going to go straight past RWXZ. He's still under Invis. But not for much longer. He's
Really-
going to end off.
Really good scouting, actually, from the Shadow Shaman.
Mm-hmm. Going to go for the tower. Center.
That beat. Oh, fight down bot.
Yep. Managed to kill off Dragon Knight when he's solo pushing. He's dead. But they might take the tier 1 up top instead, so...
He did actually die down here, so he had obviously overdived a fair bit. I imagine it was to try and catch up the Centaur, who was on low HP.
Maybe, but his tactical feed has allowed them to get that tier 1 uncontested. Only Zykel is defending this tier 2 as well. The rest of the team does seem to be rotating.
Sprank. There goes your
Sprank?
phone.
How unprofessional!
How unprofessional!
It doesn't matter, it's a Dota noise, therefore it's okay.
It's passable for being Dota noise, but they've got to go for this tier 2. They do have Shadow Shaman's wards up. No, they don't actually. I'm full of crap. He hasn't quite got them yet. He wants them before they push, surely. No, I don't know if they should stay on this.
Puck's just too effective at defending with throwing out the illusory orbs.
And he's taking damage from recoil every time though.
Viper Utron.
There's actually a rotation here from the Dragon Knight as well. They're going to throw everything at this while Luna busy pushes down the tier 1 bottom.
Dazzle has gone ahead and bought the recipe of Hedra, so I imagine we're going to see a very late mechanism on him, but it does seem like a logical choice, I suppose. I might have expected it on the Visage, but going on Dazzle is fair enough.
Visage already going towards that
Visage
done.
picked up the medallion, it's...
Oh, okay, an initiation on Rusko here from Zykel. He's going to have to run away. He got full solar assumption charge though. He does get stunned up. He's going to go down before he can use it. He is dead. Shackle's now up on Tylee. Schnappy defends himself, but it's not going to be enough. He's definitely going to die in the middle of their enemy team. He's actually just sacrificing himself so Tylee can get away.
Recoil tried to chase him, but they're still going to be able to farm up these Visage birds, so it's...
Easy level 6. Level 6 on Serpent Wards now as well. He could use them, or they could go for the tier 3 with them.
No reason not to. I mean,
Yeah,
you've knocked out 3 heroes.
They
gonna
will
be
be back
back,
very short.
but-
I do not think it will be worth trying for tier 3.
Do they have
They've not
forts?
spent any ultimates.
They don't have
though.
fort. They don't have fort, so it's worth
true.
it.
This is true.
If they can get
Maybe
the damage on
let's
it.
take the tier 2 mid instead.
Yeah, that would be the next thing. They're really denying the space that they
And-
want, easy peasy want.
We're actually seeing an early mech coming out from Viper. Generally a good item on him, but interested to see him when he's being played in the 1 position, not going for that early Aghanim Scepter instead.
But they have two. I think they have two positions in this game. Is what's going on.
Yeah, choosing to pick the Yasha instead is the second big item.
Lu
but-
is going to look to see if he can cut off the Luna, but I think she's going to TP out. Yep, she's gone. So probably, surely should have went for that tier 2. Unless they want to deny the tier 2 here at bottom and give them a better chance to Roche.
Even as a 2-position Viper, however, you still generally find way for that Aghanim Scepter as early as possible.
Is he going for the Aghanims?
Let's pick me Yasha
Let's go for
first.
Yasha.
He might go casual Yasha or go Sanjin Yasha and then into Aghanims.
Perhaps even a Manta style. I mean, Viper's
yeah.
Viper's passive corrosive skin does work through Manta style, so when someone's throwing out AoEs in a team fight, it can really start to hurt.
So does it stack?
It doesn't stack, however, it does reapply. So,
Fair enough. We're looking to push towards this mid. Well, Nova, busy farming on this Luna continually. What's she got? Yasha, Mana Style. Go Mana Style before BKB.
there
Not
is
a bad
is
position. They
actually
do not
quite,
have much long lines to disable on WTC's
They
team.
have
They
an
already
awful
have a Shadow
lot
Shaman
to
and
say.
Dragon Knight, so...
No, I'm going to disagree. They have an awful lot of disable coming out from WCTL. And
Oh, Recoil's got an
especially
Invis.
slow as well.
Oh, but there is a dire Sentry Ward down.
Yeah, force the TP top to defend against this Luna. Split pushing.
Sent J-Lu. Not the best defender of towers. Is
The
Bounty
good gank
Hunter.
of heroes, and she was on pretty much half health. Had to pull back.
Yeah, but so was J-Lu.
I've seen a smoke movement actually from them. See if they can catch out Luna, but I think she's already TP'd out. Yeah, good
Could
play
be a
by
waste of
Nova.
time.
It's very cautious by Nova. Been seeing him on the offlane. He has under 1 death per game. So he's on like 0.83 deaths as his average. The ping's coming out for Roshan. They're going to go for Roche, are they? But there is a ward Up from the Radiant team, so they'll see it coming. Or they're checking Roshan, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, I think when they went missing, smoking up to look for the Luna, they maybe perhaps assumed that they were in Roche instead, but...
Yeah, they probably want to take both the tier 2s before you go for Roshan, though.
Indeed. That said, denying them that TP opportunity doesn't really work if they're all still alive, because for all you know, they could just be sat in the secret shop here.
Yeah, but I mean, it just gives you an easier option. It's more protection.
You know what I'm really curious about? Scum Gum is currently sitting on an Observer Ward, Sentry Ward, Mount Arcane Boost, two Iron Branches, and 2,600 gold. What is he saving up for? Is he going for an early Vice?
Buyback.
It's interesting. It's possible he's just forgotten to spend it, or...
I suppose he could go, let's go early Vice. It would be a huge pickup against the non-BKB Luna.
Luna, yeah.
Then
also very good at shutting down a puck as well, who is normally very, very hard to deal with.
They just ran past this Observer Ward, so if they are going to go in the Roche pit, they need to be careful. Pings are coming out, though, from the puck. So...
I kind of want to point out here that ezpz have a really, really good ward up here. I mean, it's very, very good. I mean, they know that they sentry warded around the Roche pit before, so placing as your observer further out to still give you vision on the pit was a really good choice from them.
They're going to go push this tier 2 now. They need to keep the momentum up, because all this time Nova's farming on La Luna.
No, Luna's actually pushing top
She's
right
finished
now.
her map style too, and is pushing out very hard.
Exactly, this is the problem now, because she's been allowed this space, and she can just kind of split push solo. Well, these teams are going around as a team at the moment, so although they're getting trades, why would you want to be trading a tier 2 for a tier 2 when you have 5 men pushing it and they have 1?
Yeah.
And I mean, down it goes.
ezpz had the option to defend that tower if this Centaur wasn't in the jungle right now, but he's actually nearly finished up his blinks. It's going to be really, really good for him right now.
They actually are going to do this, but the pings are coming out. They know you're in there. Let's see how quick you can kill it. Serpent Ward's being used.
Yeah, I think the wards are doing too much. I don't really see a rotation able to come, but
if they can drag them out of the pit
for it, so.
But this does let them go high ground. The Aegis.
Indeed.
It'll be picked up by Recon, I imagine.
Unless this is burst and ice it might try.
You guys hear it?
Oh, that was close, I think.
Close but no cigar. They're actually going to come in and hit Ruskar with a slow.
I kind of want to point out they can't quite force tier 3s yet. I mean, they don't have the mass serpent wards from Shadow Shaman. They really do need those to be able to pressure up onto a tier 3.
They can buy a bit of time.
Yeah, how long has he got left on it? Like 70 seconds?
Just over a minute.
70,
over a minute.
Yeah.
The time it's going to take them to push out these lanes anyway, it's going to be about 30 seconds left on it, so...
That's very true. I'll still have the Aegis for a good while longer, I suppose.
The thing is, they need some more kills as well. With this Jailu's track, we need more kills, because the extra gold... Oh, Blink Dag coming up on the Shadow Shaman. That's going to be really good.
See what this Venomancer decided to buy. He's actually rushing an Aghanim. He's bought 3 parts of it so far.
That's
an interesting
a big surprise.
Yeah.
I really was sitting here waiting for that advice.
It is no way worth it at the moment. Until you're level 11 and have that second level in Poison Nova, it is not worth it having an Aghanim.
It also makes no sense saving up 3,000 gold before buying the parts.
I don't know, maybe he just wanted to buy all the wards. BKB up now, up on Ruskar as well, which is going to make him a real nuisance in the team fights.
To be perfectly honest, the advantage of a Aghanim Sceptron Venomancer is that it's dropping its cooldowns to essentially 60 seconds, as well as adding an extra 20 DPS to it. The second duration isn't really that important, so I feel like it's a late game item for him. I feel like it'd be better served by a Veil of Discord earlier on in the game.
Not that it would really benefit his team. A 4-staff would have been better. I think a 4-staff positional item would have been best right now.
Indeed. That's a Necro Blink on Shadow Shaman, so...
Necro Book would have been better.
To be honest,
let's be honest, nearly anything would have been better than Aghanims. I'm not really sure what he was thinking.
Well, I don't think it's a bad pickup. I just feel like it.
He doesn't have the levels to use it at the moment. You need level 11 at least before it becomes really worth the effort. Which is why you don't see it rushed very often. It's not like Shadow Shamans where it's worth it a bit more early.
I would say you really need level 16 to benefit from it fully.
Level 11 is good though. It's when the damage comes out. So.
Yeah, but you're not seeing a cooldown reduction at level 1 or level 2, so
Cooldown's not the issue. You use per every team fight, and it depends how we're fighting. And as if kind of manning up as a 5-man, the team fights tend to be more spread out. So here they go. They're going to try to go high ground. They've got this Aegis, and they have, of course, the Mana Star up on Viper. They have the wards back on RWXZ. They have Dragon Form. They've got everything they need. There is a fort available. They have to go into this blink stun, and all this armor as well, just been propped up by Weave. In comes Rico, just a little bit harassed to push him back. Now they're going for the tower. They're not using the ward yet. Maybe waiting until the wards come out from Shadow Shaman.
Rico actually in a really aggressive position now. He's going to start getting caught out and stunned up.
Yeah, he's in trouble right now. Oh, out comes a huge silence, and the stun from the Centaur. Down goes Roscar, down goes the Viper. Shadow Shaman's dead as well. Scumgummy pops up his ultimate, but he's going to be dead as well. Rico's in the middle of the enemy team, and he's going to die as well. They went high ground a little too early, and they were not ready. And there's so much damage coming out. Only Jailu survives, and now he's dead too. Actually, everyone is dying. This is the biggest team fight we've seen in a while. Zykel being stabbed to death by this creep. Had to use smoke to avoid the creep. Oh.
Yeah. I really feel like Nova's been fantastically on time with his Eclipses this game. Finally picking up a BKB, which will allow him to tank through the dot, which essentially killed him off. I mean, he was home free. The entire enemy team was dead, but... Viper and Venomancer, man, that's a lot of dot for being thrown out there.
It's also interesting seeing just how big of a bunch of bastards ezpz are being when it comes to split pushing this match. Every time that WTC tries a push, they turn it into an advantage, pushing down at least one tower and being back in time to defend their own tower, especially in this case.
Luna just does too much damage to the tower. She actually chose to stat up her Moonglaves ahead of her Lunar Blessing.
Roscar needs to be careful.
When that
Bob's BKB doesn't get stunned because of it. You can't go in that many people. Jesus Christ, look at him run.
That said, that was a 9-second BKB wasted due to a massive out of position mistake. It's
if you wanted to man up against the puck, and it's DD here though, which would be much appreciated for the Dragon Knight. Should make pushing the tower much easier, but they didn't even use the wards last fight. So
they've lost the Aegis though.
That is true. Recon has to be a little bit more careful. He's got the DD going for Zykel. Out comes Stampede so they can back up. Got the Viper Strike on Nova, but Stampede is still active. Huge stun on Rico. He loses all of his illusions, but Nova is being slowed. Can he get away from this double slowed? Oh, the snap though from the Dream Coil stops him being able to pursue much further.
Roscar focusing down here.
Blinking from RWXZ, but a blink out as well. Roscar is...
Recoil's chasing up the Visage now. He's going to be
Visage is down. Zykel being picked off by Visage, by the Recoil with DD. They could turn this into a push, maybe. They've only lost Bounty Hunter, and he's not really the best pusher.
It was actually a really strong defensive team. It's actually a really strong defensive Dream Coil from the puck there, but...
Yeah, saved Nova.
It seems like WCTL is just going to farm up the enemy jungle for now.
Yeah, it is true that WTC only lost Boundaries as the weakest pusher, but Visage is probably the weakest defender too, at least the least key part of a defense.
I think everyone is key into their defense for easy peasy.
Well, I mean, his birds are still up. His birds are still up, so he still has a lot of participation in the fight, just no solo.
Exactly.
I think they need a BKB.
It's the one that can afford most.
If they need a BKB on Recoil, he's actually going for one. He's built the Oyster Club, so unless he's going for the Aghanims.
Bit of a late Ags though now. I mean, it's always a good item. Don't get me wrong, but stage of the game where I'd rather see a BKB coming out from him just to survive through these eclipses.
Despite the mechanism, he seems to be going like one position build, so I imagine it's going to be the BKB.
Yeah.
Jailu leading the charge.
Meanwhile, Tylese once again pushing out the bottom lane.
Yeah. He's not going to be able to get very far. He's going to be forced to TP back early on.
He won't get a push started though, especially with a catapult there.
Well, here we go. Going high ground. Out come the wards. They do have the fort. They're going to use it. They're going to make those wards attack something else instead. In comes the birds to deal with the wards. Roscoe is right in the thick of it at the moment. Oh, a huge stomp comes out, and the Stampede as well. Scumgummy gets his ultimate off, but he's getting nuked to pieces. Jailu's almost dead. They've already lost Viper, and of course that Shadow Shaman. Jailu just about getting out as well. They've got to try and kill these wards off though, but they don't have to deny on the tower as well. So another decent defense.
Actually, surprisingly few kills coming out from ezpz there. I expected more to go down, but both Bounty Hunter and Venomancer got away with minimal HP.
Yeah, but they lost their Viper again.
And they did lose a tier 3 tower in exchange, though.
They got deny off, which isn't that huge in a...
Yeah. killing a tier 3 tower, it's not about the gold it gives, it's about the map control and the positioning. Is now that every single wave of creeps coming up is going to get damage on that, at least the range racks.
They are storming down mid now, trying to get this wave pushed as far as possible so they defend.
Viper will be back,
a stomp. That was beautiful.
Uh-oh, Cycle's in trouble. He's tracked up, he's being stabbed to death, and he's not even going to be... Yes, he is actually going to be able to, yeah, die. Looks like XWZ is going to be next to fall as well. Track is also on him. Yep, he goes down. Double kill for Viper.
See, this is the thing in these fights so far, is that they focus someone down to no HP with Shallow Grave on them, and they go, okay, Viper's got about 7 dots on you. I mean, we're just going to leave you there to tick down.
And Venomancer as well, yeah. Are they going to go Roche? Is he back?
Doesn't look like it.
Yep, Roscar's already in there. Can't contest this, so... At the moment, though, like you said, Tylee, once again, split pushing.
I feel like Puck's kind of losing his flair for it now. That said, he has finished up a Scythe of Vice right now. He's going to buy it up right now.
It's going to be huge, especially without the BKB up on Viper yet. He always has the gold. He should have the gold.
Courier to him right now.
He hasn't bought it yet, but he should have the gold once they kill Roshan. If my maths is vaguely correct.
No, it's still 1,000 gold.
Alright. There we go. Oh, they're going to smoke straight out of the pit.
A really good choice, actually. It stops any sudden bombs on that. That if Puck would just blink in, it'd reveal the smoke. So.
Pretty dangerous. Who are they going to look for? There's no one to kill, and they've got a tier 3 being attacked by creeps at the moment because of the split push. They want those. They want the mid racks.
I wonder if we were seeing
a smoke actually from EZ.
A Boots of Travel at some point in this match, to maximize the split push later on. That would be very interesting. I can see it happen once she has some bigger items.
Tylee looking for something to kill under smoke. The smoke revealed on Scum Gummy. He knows they're near. Smoke is actually dispelled on all of them now. They're going into a push now, but they have to be really careful because they can be initiated from behind here. In comes a stomp, huge stomp, and the silence from Tylee as well. And Poison Nova gets thrown out. Solar Stomp is going to claim RX, and a huge eclipse as well. Rico just fighting it up as best he can. Huge damage. Huskar is also going to go down. Viper will respawn though. Can he get some return kills? Jailu's BKB ruins so much work. Kills off Nova. Looks like she's going to blink out. Well done, Tylee. Well, we're going to be picked off. Recoil, man.
I did not see that BKB on Jailu until that fight.
No, really good pick though.
Really clutch play.
And BKB is finished on Viper. Doesn't need it quite yet. They can go high ground. There is no fort. Tylee going to try to defend the best he can solo. Actually, no, they're going to go, fuck this. We're going to take out your... We're going to go straight for your racks. They haven't got the most...
tower there to hit them in the face.
They're going for the ranged racks as well, the one that does not respawn. Regen.
Respawn.
Sorry, this isn't LOL, this isn't LOL. TP's actually coming in now to defend their racks. Rico is backing out, using his illusions to try to do as much damage as possible. Actually comes back in, trying to make sure that goes down. Gets hexed up, in comes the centaur. Here's the stomp. Rico taking a lot of damage. In comes the Tylee as well, doing more damage. But the mechanism's going to keep him alive, and he can just kind of run away because they're all slowed.
Tylee's chasing now. I think this is a really bad idea.
Jailu,
he's very, very far ahead of his team.
Jailu.
Yeah, Tylee should not be on this right now.
Stampede's coming in, but he's only in his form. Oh no, Jailu gets completely obliterated there by Centaur Raw Runner.
I said Rico's still out of there, so they still have their major player in the game, so to speak. And Bounty Hunter's very, very effective in a fight, but he's essentially there for his tracks an awful lot of the time.
Gem being picked up by Cycle, so they'll be able to keep an eye on Jailu now.
Indeed. Also going to give them some good counter-warding opportunities. I mean, we're seeing pretty good warding from both these teams. However, I do think ezpz are slightly weaker on the wards right now. Actually, placing some down in mid there, right to shut me up.
It looks like Nova is aiming for the Eagle Song part of the Butterfly Festival.
Roscar gets silenced up and hexed up. Recoil's in
correct.
trouble. He's in the Dream Coil. Huge stomp by Centaur Raw Runner again. Out comes both ultimates from the supports on WCTL, and Recoil's taking a lot of damage. Those glaives doing so much work. Buyback from the DK as well. He's going to come back in. And defense made.
I think there was a little bit of a misplay at the start of that fight there. I mean, Recoil... They got initiated on at the start, but the Centaur wasn't there, and Recoil was just happy to right-click while Centaur walked up and then just dropped his stomp down, and he really could have BKB'd out of that. I don't really see why he left it behind.
Mm. Who knows?
Puck, meanwhile, has gone and picked up an eye to protect the team against a bounty hunter, I imagine.
Well, that's
not Puck's eye, that's Visage's eye.
Yeah, but he gave it to him. Visage didn't die, so that's proper support.
At the end of David Dyer picked up an eye.
Yeah. Give me the Puck. He's the one that's escapable of all the heroes they've got, so it makes sense. They don't have a silence for him at the moment.
It'd be nice to see an Orchid up on Viper, but I feel that's a bit of a question. Bounty Hunter's more likely to get it now, yeah.
Bounty's gonna have a look.
The entire team is massing up on the BKBs. Even the Shadow Shaman is going for one right now.
If you take the BKB, the ability to do damage with magic from their team away, a lot of their damage is gone.
This is true.
So it makes some form of sense. Though you'd normally go Ogre Club before you go Mithril Hammer on the support.
Especially on Shadow Shaman, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the gold, why the fuck not? He's gonna carry
I reckon
now.
he bought it in that order just so we'd know it was a BKB and not an Aghanims.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's doing it for us.
That said, Aghanims is a very strong item on Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, BKB isn't going to be that useful on him, I imagine.
Because the armor buff.
Yep. They could just wait it out though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, it's got a low cooldown. I mean, it's back in 30 seconds, so it'll come mid-fight should they push.
WCT has no incentive whatsoever to push right now, yeah.
They're going to wait for another Aegis.
Of course, the Dazzle has a very short cooldown on his ultimate, so you can pop it again in about 20 seconds.
Viper going for that Aghanim Scepter. Boost travel on Tylee. Total rat doga coming out of him.
We're going to be waiting about another 2.5 minutes before this Roshan's up, so I imagine WCTL are just going to try and keep Easy Peasy pressured into their base and stop this Luna farming.
Rico's going to keep coming up and just dropping his mana style and retreating. No, he's going to just stand there because he just thinks he's a man. He's a man's man. There goes the wards, focusing the racks, but they are being glaived down and killed by the Visage Birds too. Huge stomp and little silence. In comes the BKBs, they can't do anything. Scumgummy gets his ult off before he gets stunned. Roscar's focusing on the Schnappy at the moment. Looks like Tylee might go down, but he manages to blink away. Oh, down goes the first two, and yeah.
XYZ TP's out.
Screw you guys.
TP's out with a Nova on him.
Well, in the meantime, though, Tylee is going down. Dazzle having to buy back. Roscar has taken a lot of damage. He's probably going to die here as well. Recoil and Scumgummy mashing all that poison up on Nova. She's gone down. TP out by Zykel. No, he cancels it. He's going to go back in. Recoil's going to die as well. 5-man wipe, I think it is.
That said, 5-man wipe for 3 buybacks in the melee racks.
Yeah, WCTL really putting the pressure on Easy Peasy.
Yeah. They're going to look to hammer down mid now, Easy Peasy, or maybe even just go for bot. Boots to travel in and try and see if they can do some damage to those ranks.
The only one with Boots to travel is a Puck at the moment, and he's not alive to take advantage of it, sadly.
Aghanim's finally gets picked up by Zykel, so more birds for the pushing.
More birds for the feeding.
That too. They're going to look for Roche, but he's not up. They're actually putting a defensive ward so they can make sure that if they do go for Roche on a game, which seems to be mostly the game plan, because when they don't, everyone dies.
Everyone seems to die when they have an Aegis as well. They just
Recoil doesn't. Yeah, they're just going to push down this tier 2. I don't think there's much they can do about it at the moment. TP coming in from Tylee as well.
I have to say, the massive, the team-wide BKBs really made things different for ECPs in that last fight. It could have been so much more in their favour if not for all those pesky BKBs.
Yeah, but if you're 1 racks down, it's not over. If they lose a second
and this
rack,
is something that is going to very much not kind of peter out in the late game, because those BKBs are going to lose the charges, going to run out of time, and they're not going to be as useful anymore.
Yeah, as well as
that said, as the BKBs lose their charges, I mean, Easy Peasy don't have that much in the form of disable. All they really have is damage through their magic.
I do think it's strange that they went for all those BKBs. I mean, I can see it if they want to really take advantage of the middle game. But
it's to stop Eclipse
and Soul Assumption and the stun from Centaur War Runner and Puck. It's really making it difficult for them to initiate on them when they come high ground.
Indeed.
But the thing is that as these BKBs run down, the heroes carrying the BKBs are going to be naturally gaining more strength through their attributes as the game goes on. So they're going to have more and more HP for these nukes to go through. So the nukes will be scaling off as the BKBs do.
Apart from J-Lu.
Yeah, but that's because he's a bounty hunter and he will always be made of paper.
He's going to go check out to see if the Roshan's back. He's not back yet. He's not a real centaur, come on.
Tracked up and
A
everything.
little bit trigger happy there.
Ruskar really happy to try to murder him. Puck is currently hiding in the trees.
He has his boots of
Could
travel.
teleport
so he's
out
not
at any
really a
time.
threat.
Maybe he doesn't want it.
He will alert them with the noise of his TP, and you never know.
They can't get a track on him, and they've got no way of getting vision. Gale doesn't give vision. Does Fire Breath give vision?
No, I don't even think they have
No, it
anything
does
to
not.
remove trees either, so
No.
it's fairly safe to TP out.
He's TP'd mid now. He's going to do that. It's actually a pretty decent sized creep wave.
What? This is a fucking rat Dota puck. I mean, it's not really making a lot of sense at the minute.
Easy peasy are Rat Dota through and through, my friend. They're exceptionally good players as well, individually skilled, but they've always drafted
Hey.
well to be able to split push or push in general.
Speaking of a split push, we have a Loon on the top lane and a Puck threatening in the middle tower, while they are WTC are threatening the entire free on
That's
bot
sad.
lane.
No, I really dislike this, in fact. I mean,
They
Puck
have-
is waiting 20 seconds on his boots of travel.
And they have a
I mean-
fort as well on the Radiant
Yeah.
team. The fort has just been used on the Dire. These wards
I
going to
feel-
work.
I feel like Easy Peasy have just lost this now. I mean,
No.
wow. Puck's doing a bit of chip
Recall
damage.
in
to
deep
mid-
trouble.
Ow.
Throws
They
out.
the chip tower, eh?
Chip that tower. In comes a huge stun from XYZ, but the BKB's up and he can't do anything. Eclipse comes out as well, but there's nothing to hit with it. She's running away. Oh dear, they're all being slowed so much, but it's Rico's Viper. This Agnim's doing so much work. Puck's come back now, comes out with a Dream Pro, hits all 3 BKB heroes. Those BKBs have run out. Yep, Tylee's in trouble. He's being tracked up, but he does manage to hex up Ruskar. And they're just going to go for the racks now. Oh, Zykel, what are you doing? You're feeding. That's what you're doing. He's dead. They're going for the racks. I don't know if they can defend this. They're going to try. In comes Puck again. And a TP is also coming in now from Dazzle. Nope, down goes another kill. Puck buys back, and they're going to lose racks here as well. This could be GG.
That was a
Could
massive
be.
miss. That was a massive
was-
misplay from the Puck.
Very much so. He should not have tried to take out the middle.
True
and
size on the other
they
team. He
needed
comes
him for
back in
fights.
though, throws out a silence. Royko throws out his ultimate anyway. Looks like Ruskar just wants to fight. He don't care. He's gonna die because he's so tanky as this Dragon Knight. He might actually get out of this, but no, he does finally go down. They do have a Pipe of Insight app as well. Is that on the Centaur War Runner?
It's on the Centaur War Runner, yeah. That said, Dragon Knight has a buyback for this fight. I mean, they
There won't
can't
be a
even
fight.
push back off this.
No,
Yeah,
they cannot.
I feel like Tylee kind of threw it in that fight. I mean, he was trying to push a mid tower down with 30 seconds left on his boots of travel, while they were
Well, he had no,
four-man
what's he going to
pushing.
do? Walk back? I mean, he had no choice but to do what he could at this tower and
Yeah,
suddenly get
but
his
why
boots
was
back.
he there in the first place when they knew they were 5-man pushing? I mean,
That
it's
is
like,
a main mistake, really. But you know, mistakes are made.
indeed.
That being said, did get the tower, half the damage off the rain racks as well, so that's at least
And it-
something.
I know, it wasn't for nothing. I just feel like it was more
the worst
vital
end
for
of
them
that,
to
definitely.
keep. Yeah, it
We can all agree it was a mistake.
No, you
I-
can't
I-
get it all right.
Tyler's been fantastic in these fights so far. It was just kind of a surprise that I feel like they need him in these fights. He can't afford to rat right now.
Gonna go for this roast though, which is gonna give them cheese, which will be good for them. It's gonna be very quick as well with this medallion up.
Hey.
As if they don't hear it. Do you sense anything? Yes, Gumgummi's walking down there. He's going to put a ward down. They're probably going to kill it before they can do anything about it. There's the ward. They know it's happening. Out comes the Visage Birds. They're going to come with a stun. Triple stun. Out comes
That-
his
that-
ultimate. Scumgummy just got mashed there. See if they can do anything. Nova's going to go down. Aegis is popped. Looks like they might lose Snappy as well. Right click follows him up to the ends of the earth. Zykel's on the run.
That said,
Nova. Ooh, comes out with the huge ultimate as well. Might actually clean up here. Jailu goes down to the Visage Birds. Back comes in Ruskar. He's going to help Rico taking a lot of damage, but he's just going to tank it up at the moment. Medallion is up on him, so he needs to run out of here. Zykel is going to continue to fight the Dragon Knight, and he's going to regret it. He's going to die for his troubles. Buyback did come out from Luna, but she's actually wasted it. She's just sat in base.
yeah, I feel like the Shadow Shan wards actually stole the Roshan kills. The golden XP went to WCTL, but the Aegis went to easy peasy. But
Did it?
the Aegis was instantly popped, so I really feel like WCTL got the most out of that fight.
Yeah, Nova lost so much out of that. She was 2,400 gold, getting close to her butterfly, and now that's 5x added back so far.
Yeah.
And how much gold has Vuko got? I mean, he's got his Demon Edge, so he's probably going to be moving towards that MKB before she's even finished the Butterfly.
Indeed.
Well, Saltcrass up and Ruskar as well now. It's looking really bleak for ezpz right now. I mean, as far as kills going, they're trading really well, but they've lost 2 racks. And they just lost the Aegis when they managed to finally
and
claim
they've been
it.
buying back so much more than WTC has, and lots of gold that way.
Yeah, these buybacks are really starting to impact on their team. They're being forced to 4 or 5-man buyback just to assure that they don't lose the game straight away.
Looks like Tidy's going to go for a Lincoln Sphere. He's got an ultimate orb, so that would be my guess.
Could be a second Vice.
I don't think so.
I feel like a Lincoln is a good choice against this Viper. I mean, it's going to stop him Viper striking you, it's going to block tracks, but at the same time they have an awful lot to proc it with the Shadow Sharp.
The thing is, even if he does proc it with his ultimate, it will be back before your Lincoln's charges back.
That's true.
But he doesn't seem to be wanting to put it on him anyway. He's mostly focusing on Nova, which is the best choice in this situation. And no split push is available for these guys now. They're forced to defend this one Rax in the mid.
Nova's BKB is down to 4 seconds of duration, so he's very susceptible to disable some of these team fights now.
Same as Dragon Knight though.
Yeah, I was going to say it's interesting to note that Dragon Knight picked up his BKB slightly earlier than the Luna. They're both down to 4 seconds, but Viper picking up his a little bit later is giving him an extra 2 seconds right now, so initiation.
Oh, yep, they just killed Scumgummy. Just no mercy. Just died instantly. He's quite a reasonable part of their team fight, so good pick.
Yeah, WCTL can't push right now, but at the same time they only have to wait a minute for it, and ezpz can't push either.
They can farm.
So they bought themselves some time to farm, basically. As you say.
Centaur's going to run out of
Looks
items.
like ezpz are masking for a middle push though. Going for those middle barracks perhaps.
GG push?
5-minute push, yep.
They win a huge team fight here. On the racks, they can GG push.
If they can take the Ancient, but at the same time, Dragon Knight has buyback, as does Viper.
Yeah.
As does Bounty Hunter, in fact, so...
We should look
But
at
to
the
be
net
honest,
worth
Dragon Knight
over
doesn't
here.
have much in ways of items. He's getting a bit of gold right now, but he has to save that for buyback, and he cannot make that into an item.
Dragon Knight doesn't need items. All he needs is to sit there in his ultimate form, getting that slow on you.
But despite that, he recently finished an Assault Crash, so...
Yeah, and just him being alive is a massive boon to the Viper.
It does look like the ezpz are going to break things off and not go for that mid push after all.
Yeah, it's going to be a tense moment while they save for, or wait for their buybacks to be back on. They really have to punish them, WCTL, where they haven't got the buybacks.
Yeah.
If they have the buybacks themselves, they can, you know, TP back in. Well, not really, but... I mean, they have more sustainability than their opponents at the moment because the buybacks are off.
I feel really bad for Nova. I think she's been trying to finish off this butterfly for close on 15 minutes now.
Well, if you look at their team, man, they have absolutely no heroes with buyback apart from Visage, and he just bought a gem, so he now has no Viz. He can't buy back anymore.
Yeah. They're waiting for 2 minutes on Nova before she can buy back.
Yeah.
That said, none of their heroes are very, very far off their buyback. I mean, Puck, 300 off. And
Here comes Recoil. He's just going to go straight for the tower now. Oh, the wards go down, and they're going to focus this tower. Do they have Fort? They do, but they're not using it right now. Jailu comes in, is actually going to get completely melted up. BKB is popped onto the XYZ, is being mashed up, being shackled while BKB does. Recoil throws up as much damage as possible. Huge ultimate from Scumgummy as well. In comes the Dragon Knight as well. Standing. XYZ's got his Blade Mail up, so he's going to fight, but he is down as well. Cycle's next to fall. GG. Well played, called by Tylee in the end. A really strong performance with WCTL. Finally.
5-0.
Indeed.
Finally, someone took a game from ezpz.
Yeah. Kind of convincing game as well. I mean, early on it did look kind of rough for WCTL, but I don't know, I feel like they pulled it back with better mid-game execution and kind of starved the Luna out.
I think that is the key thing too. If Luna had gotten more items, she had been able to perform better, do more in the team fights, and maybe actually bring the late game episode sorely needed, but it just did not come to pass.
I think personally, this is my opinion, that it more hinged on the fact that WCTL were running 2 carry cores in the Dragon Knight and the Viper, as opposed to ezpz that relied solely on their Luna.
Yeah.